Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fan Frenzy podcast. I'm your host, Chris Borgia, alongside co-host Ben Lotman, Gabe Lade, and Jake Holzhauer. Today we got a fun one. We're going back to our normal show. We had our fantasy football episode. If you haven't heard that, definitely go tune in that. It was a lot of fun. We had some great special guests on there. We had a blast. You got to tune in and look at Ben's pick at number 2. I still destroy that board.
Check out the Instagram. Check out the Instagram.
Check out the Instagram too. Jake's been cooking on the Instagram. It's been a lot of fun. Not too much that I got on the news for the week because, like I said, there hasn't been anything crazy going on. But what I do have for you is that first off, I know Ben is gonna know. Everybody in here should know who this is, but it kind of hurts me a little bit more than it would hurt any of you guys. Did anyone else see that Linval Joseph signed with Dallas today?
Yeah. Giants legend, Gabe.
Ugh. You mean Eagles legend?
Yeah, Eagles legend.
You mean
Linval
Eagles
Joseph
legend?
was also a Giants legend, 2010 to 2013. I was just talking about this to my roommate too.
Dude, he was on our
the
team
Giants
last year
drafted
and did like literally nothing. But yeah,
We were
Giants
in the
drafted him
Super
in
Bowl with
2010.
Linval Joseph, man.
We won a Super Bowl with Linval Joseph. He was on the team, the 2011 team.
We've had so many good players on the defensive line recently that I just don't even
Other-
remember.
I didn't even know Linval Joseph was with the Giants. That's crazy.
Some other football news that I got is for all my fantasy guys. This is definitely gonna help. Tyreek Hill will be ready for Week 1,
Ooh.
even though he had the thumb injury. He will be ready.
Who drafted him?
Who
drafted him?
think
in
that was
our
me.
Fantasy episode.
I
Yeah.
think that was
I'm
me.
not too sure. What else I
I can
have
double-check
though is Bo Nix was named the starter
Yes,
today, which is interesting. I still have him ranked as the 6th best quarterback in the draft. Take that as you wish, but
well, he's starting for the
Um,
Broncos, so he'll probably fail.
Wait, hold on. 6. Caleb Williams,
Jaden,
Jaden, Drake May.
JJ.
JJ's better.
JJ's not even playing though. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean JJ was taken higher, whatever.
Penix.
Michael Penix.
It's 5.
Oh, and then Bo. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
not terrible. That's not terrible.
Yeah, that's what I
Apparently,
mean.
Penix has been
I
like
like
He was,
going.
he was drafted last in the first, so it makes sense.
Apparently,
The-
Michael Penix has been playing better than Kirk Cousins in camp, and the coaches are trying to hide the fact that he's playing better because they have to
Ooh.
play Kirk
Low
Cousins.
key, okay, this is my hot take. I think Michael Penix is going to get traded either next year or the year after, so the Falcons can go all in.
We'll see how it is.
Yeah, they're in such a weird situation. I'm
The
curious.
other news that I have is the Eagles have released CJ Uzoma. Which is kind of interesting. I thought he was going to be the backup tight end, but I guess not. He wasn't too bad in Cincinnati either.
The Eagles fans are
Um,
memeing that so much. There's so many memes about that. I don't know why.
I'm glad you brought that up because there's a new meme of Jesse Wanker, which is really funny.
Dude, that home run
if
celebration.
anybody's seen it.
That home run
Have
celebration
you
was
seen
sick.
it yet, Gabe? He
Yeah,
threw
I haven't
his
seen it.
helmet on the ground. He threw his gloves. He's going nuts.
Yeah, his hair, like after he
Walked
threw his
off.
helmet off, just went
And
everywhere. It was
they
awesome.
questioned him in an interview. He said, I 100% blacked out. It was nuts.
That was his first home run as a Met, I believe, too.
Yeah, it was since he got
I
traded
didn't
to
see
them.
it, but I was actually walking out of the
Um,
U.S. Open at the same time that the game
That's
ended,
funny.
so everybody was going crazy when I was walking out.
That's funny. The other, I got some baseball news too on the side. There was a statement that came out that Trevor Bauer said that he can't get onto a team because the MLB organization's stopping him from it, and that he's
Sure.
had discussion with teams.
I 100% believe that, too.
I'm
I
gonna say
partially
this.
believe it, but I also
if-
believe that he's just like nobody
listen.
wants the drama anyway.
If
Like,
there's players like Marcelo Zuna who could still be in the league, I'm giving Trevor Bauer a chance without hesitation.
Like Ben was saying, I think there might be a chance as well that Bauer might be milking it a little bit for the content because he is
hasn't
killing
pi-
it on
he
like
hasn't really
YouTube
pitched
and
that-
social media
like,
and stuff.
he's
No,
pitching
well,
in-
I thought he was doing good when he
pitched
was
very
overseas.
well.
yeah,
when
but
he was
he's
in
pitching
Japan, he was-
Mexico. That's like single
In
A.
Japan, he was Cy Young candidate until he got hurt, and then in Mexico, he's having a great year too. But like you said,
Yeah.
Ben, the competition over in Mexico is not nearly as good as the MLB. But Japan is like the second best league in the world, and he was pitching on Cy Young pace over there before he
Yeah.
got injured.
So without getting into like do we think he did it or not? Is he like legally cleared or like?
Yeah,
still
I thought
don't really
so.
know.
Yeah.
He has
Okay.
a charges dropped
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
got
thought
it.
so.
I don't even think it's anything to do with that anymore. I just think it's the fact that he just talks a lot, and I feel like like it's a locker room thing. Like I feel like a lot of MLB players just don't like him.
Yeah.
Because
Which is
he kind of
crazy
seems
too,
like an annoying
because-
guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but in his videos, because I've watched his videos before just to see what it's like, because he compares the different leagues across the world, and he doesn't seem like that bad or like annoying of a guy in his videos. But again, that could be like him editing everything out that he doesn't want to be shown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Definitely.
And I think it's crazy, real quick. I think it's crazy that MLB now has a stat called sorting, but they won't let him back into the league. That is crazy to me.
Yeah. I got two things left on our news. One's baseball. One was something I slipped in there because it's kind of cool. Joey Votto has officially retired today after not being able to fully make it back with the Blue Jays. So long career, a good career too. You know, that was interesting. The last piece of news that I got though was, has any of you guys heard what a sports equinox is?
I think I have. Is that like all 4 leagues on the same day?
All 4 leagues on the
Oh,
same day,
wow.
and we got one coming up October 28th.
Whoa.
We're gonna have Giants and Steelers. There's gonna be a bunch of NBA and NHL teams playing, and that is Game 3 of the World Series,
Whoa, that's awesome.
all on the same day. So,
Do you
my
have the
betting
stat for when it
people,
happened last?
have some fun with that. Cook up a
When was
nice
the last time that
baseball,
happened? Do we
hockey,
know?
football, and basketball.
I think it happened last year during the Phillies playoff run, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
It happened October 31st, 2022. I just looked it up.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So it's been some time since we last had
It
it.
is, yeah.
I guess
That's
it was 2
awesome.
years ago.
Nice.
I know it
nice.
happened with one of the Phillies playoff runs.
Yeah, it
So-
happened when they made it to the World Series.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. All right. Moving on, unless if anybody else has any other news. Nope.
I
The
have some,
marching band's
actually,
still going,
technically.
guys.
All right,
I
what
have,
do
I
you
have
got?
a little bit. So, it involves me in some way, shape, or form, but also kind of not really. I went to the Open today. I've been going all 3 days this week, and I get to the Open a little later than I wanted to. I got there like 12:30 or so, and me and my friend Danny, who you guys know, he's on Owl Sports, and I think he does some WHIP stuff too. We would like rush to this court to see Richard Gasquet, who's this tennis player who's once ranked as high as 7th in the world at this point. He's kind of fallen off. He's like somewhere from like 100 and 200. I don't even know where he is it's right now. But we get there, we get the signature, right? And
Whoa.
we just walk off, not thinking much about it. We look on our phone later. The guy retired today.
Oh my
wow.
god.
At least he
You can
announced
sell
it,
that for a
like-
lot of money.
Yeah. So I got a ball from the
That's
match.
awesome.
Not really worth a whole lot, I don't think, but it's just kind of cool that or it's kind of funny how that happened, that we kind of looked it up. We're like, wait, Richard Gasquet retired? We were just over there. How did we not figure that out? So
Wow.
great career
Yo,
for him. He's been on the scene for a long time now. So congrats to him on the retirement announcement.
That's awesome. Speaking of autographs, I do have a little bit of news. So Gabe
We
and I,
know.
we went to
No, let's hear it
Fanatics
again.
Fest. We went to Fanatics Fest over the weekend separately. I went on Friday. You went what, Saturday or Sunday?
I went Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, and I pulled. Check out my Instagram. A Malik Neighbors autograph. Look at
Best rookie
that.
in the draft right there. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. And it's amazing because it's probably my best pool of all time because I did it with a bunch of fans surrounding me. But I also pulled a 1-of-1 Kayvon Thibodeau autograph last year for Christmas. So it's up there, right up there with the 2 autographs. It's like 1A, 1B.
Also, if
Mm.
anybody from John Boy wants to come on the podcast, you're more
Yes,
than welcome.
please.
Jake's gone
Yes,
viral.
um,
Can I be in the news segment that Jake has kind of gone viral?
Yeah, Jake got posted
I
on John
actually
Boy.
forgot
Player
one
of the
last
week.
piece.
Player of
One
the week.
last piece of
Look
news that I forgot about. I know at least everybody in here should know this. I don't know if the fans are gonna know this as much. Guershon Yabusele signed with the Sixers for 1 year, $2 million. If you don't know who that is the dude who yammed, and I mean yammed on LeBron.
Wait, what are you talking about, bro? There was nobody there. There wasn't anybody there.
All I want to say is to everybody
He got
saying
yammed on. He
the
got
man
smoked.
got $2 million for dunking on LeBron. Dude, he played really well that whole tournament.
He
Like,
actually
people,
did
like,
play
He
well.
was
And
didn't
honestly-
hooping that entire time.
dude, he was like the second best player on that team.
And
They
honestly,
had-
if he just
than
got
Wemby
2
was.
million for
They had that
for
him and then that one guard, Albasi. I don't know if you guys saw him.
Yeah,
But
I
he
know
was
who you're
also.
talking about.
Oh, and then the backup center. I forget his name.
Rudy Gobert.
No. They had a backup center that was like 6'5". That was
Yeah,
also.
I know who you're talking
like,
about.
Yeah.
honestly, though, if he got 2 million for yamming on LeBron, like he deserves that 2 million, even if it's just for that.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
How many
man.
people?
Alright,
how many people
alright.
can yam on LeBron? Like that's
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
That's a
Alright.
secret there.
the Sixers have a ton of depth, so I'm excited for them to
Moving-
lose in the second round again.
Moving into our first segment, guys, I've cooked up something for us. As you could see, preseason's starting to come to an end now for the NFL. And our first segment is going to be about the NFL. And I have an article right now where I have each team on here and their predicted records. And I want to hear what everybody else thinks. Because I think this would be a good segment.
This is going to be fun to look back on at the end of the season, I'm sure.
It will be. So the first team that I have up, since it is, I believe this article is alphabetical order, the Arizona Cardinals, which are projected to go 7-10.
Realistic.
I gotta look at
I like it.
look at schedules. I'm
I
going
gotta put the
I'm going
schedule real
sweaty,
quick.
bro.
I got mine
I-
right here.
Go for it.
I
I
have
think
to-
7 and
Okay, I'm
10 is
pulling it up too.
realistic too.
I think
but
it's realistic.
I think
Because if you think about it, the last time the Cardinals were good is when they had D Hop and they made the playoffs. with
JJ
him.
Watt.
Exactly. So I think their team is pretty similar to that playoff team, but I just think the league around them and the division that they're in
It's
is
tough.
tough. So I think 7 and 10 is actually pretty realistic.
I look
I'm
at
gonna
it
go
as-
6-11.
I agree with that. I think they're gonna go either 5 or 6 wins, only because I think they're 1 year away from building up that team. They still have a lot of holes
I agree.
defensively, especially. Obviously, they got a better pass rush going for them, and they have a really young offensive line, a talented offensive line, but a young offensive
Mhm.
line. Obviously, we've seen guys come in as rookies and be all pros. Like I believe 3 of the last 4 years has been at least one rookie on the all pro offensive line.
Well, that was
But-
I think Johnson made it, right? Paris
Yeah,
Johnson.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I believe the Cowboys had a rookie make it. But yeah,
Tyler Smith, right?
yeah, Tyler Smith. Yeah. So yeah, they have a
It's not
pretty
bad.
difficult schedule. The first 3 weeks they're at Buffalo, home versus the Rams, and home versus Detroit. I can't imagine them winning any of those 3 games. And once you start off 0-3, it's sometimes hard to pull it back, especially for a young team like the Cardinals. But you know, we'll see what Kyler Murray has. I think
It's
this is a
tough,
big year
but
for
I'm
him.
not
so.
as high on Buffalo as a lot of people.
I'm not either,
Me
but it's
neither.
at Buffalo. It's at
Okay.
Buffalo.
And week
one.
1 too, I think week 1 Bills can probably demolish them, but then afterwards the Bills will probably fall
Yeah,
off.
I have a crazy thing to say about the Bills later on.
All right, well, wait till we hit
Yeah,
that
yeah.
team. Gabe, what do you got them at?
I like the 5 to 6 win range. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Kyler. I
I want to look at the last games that they played with Kyler to see how that went. And did Kyler play against the Eagles last season? Do we know that?
Yes.
It was like
No,
week third to last week of the
I
season.
don't even remember if we played Arizona last season.
You did. They beat you.
Well,
Kyler
doesn't mean-
probably
that was
did
the Eagles
Okay, well,
forgetting how to play
I think-
football game, so.
I think Kyler went 1 for 3, 1 for 4 last season at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
I think Kyler won't be that big of a game changer.
When you have
So-
Marvin Harrison Jr. though,
True.
Yeah,
Probably
so
gonna
are
make the
you
quarterback look a lot
saying
better.
5
Yeah.
wins or 6 wins, Gabe?
let me look at this.
You gotta pick.
I'll go 6.
We had-
I'll go 6.
All right. And you're sticking with 7 and 10, Jake?
I am. Yeah, I think that's a really good line.
All
I
right,
think.
it's a 3-1.
If I'm a
on
betting
that.
man, I'd bet the under, but 7 and 10, yeah.
All right. This next one's fun. This is a fun one. Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh,
They're
What's their one?
projected to go 10-7.
I like that.
Vegas is
I
getting
do
really
like
good
that.
at these predictions.
They are.
Like,
I think I might go
10-7 's
one less.
tough.
I think 9 wins is more realistic for them.
see, I think they could easily. Their division is just really weak. So you get
Yeah.
a lot of I mean, obviously
I mean,
Tampa
they
made the
almost
playoffs last year, but
they almost
I
snuck into the
think
playoffs
Tampa's
last
good,
year.
and I don't
I
think
think
this.
Tampa's gonna fall
I
off
don't
this
think the
year.
Saints
Me
are
too.
bad, but I think the Saints could compete with you enough still.
Tampa
They're the
Tampa
best
losing
team in
their
their
offensive
division.
coordinator is a big deal. He was
Yeah.
really good, going to be a good head coach in my opinion. But you have Carolina, who's probably going to improve, but still not be great. You have New Orleans, who are just the definition of mid. Tampa are
They have
okay.
such an easy
So
schedule. I'm going 10-7. I agree. Their schedule's so
I'm
easy.
going 11 or 12 wins, honestly. I think
Nice. I like
I
it.
think they're going to be like one of those
Damn.
teams that wins 11 or 12 games, but you're like, oh, this team is might
I
win
think-
one playoff game.
I
Like,
think
but
going
they're
into the
not.
season, they look like a powerhouse, but then when they actually play, I think they're going to be one of those teams that like kind of fail expectations. So the 10-7 mark is perfect for them, I think.
I'm gonna go with 10-7 too. I like it, especially with
10-7 mark.
especially with the addition of Justin Simmons. I like 10-7.
Which that's a crazy duo, by the way. Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates, two of the best safeties from the
You
previous
should just
5
say
years.
trio at that point, because don't forget my boy AJ Terrell.
Yeah, but I'm just
Dope.
talking safeties here. Like that's crazy. I never thought those two would be on the same team, which might cause problems. It might
Gabe?
because they're both used to being the senior.
I don't know. I see 10-7. It's just so weird because their schedule is so easy.
Yeah,
But somehow the team, I mean, I'm saying somehow, the team that drafted a quarterback when they just signed a quarterback in the first round of the draft is going to find a way to lose 1 or 2 more games than they should. I'll go 9-8. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of easy wins on the schedule, but they're not going to take all of them.
and there's no way they're beating the Giants.
Okay.
So come on.
The
Come
next
on now. Let's be
team-
realistic. There's no way they're beating New York.
The next team that I got on here is the Baltimore Ravens, who are projected to go 12-5.
Ooh. That's an
Man,
interesting
oh
line.
man.
Look,
think-
I'm gonna be a massive homer here because the Ravens are like not equivalent to the Eagles, but they're my AFC team, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna be a homer and take the over. And honestly, like playing the NFC East, like
Yeah.
Cowboys are weaker. People are really hyping up Washington for some reason. I don't get just because you get a quarterback doesn't like that's not like
You know,
I'm sorry.
Washington just
Yo,
broke
we
the record for
cannot
the
talk
most-
bad. We cannot talk
Wait,
bad
wait,
on
wait,
Jaden
but
Daniels. Though. I will
Washington
not
just broke
tolerate
the
it.
record for most consecutive years in a row with a different starting quarterback week 1. It's now coming up on 8 years in a row where they had a different starting quarterback to start the season.
Guys, I'm not gonna tolerate the Jaden Daniels hate though. It's
I'm
not
not
gonna happen.
I'm not
here.
hating Jane
I
Daniels.
can.
I'm just saying Jane Daniels by himself is not going to change the culture of that team. Right,
Gabe, you're
rookie
mad
year.
that the Giants couldn't draft them at their pick.
No, listen, I've said this from day one. Like,
You would have loved them.
I'm
I
not.
love
I won't
Raiders.
be surprised if he succeeds. But the fact that he just did not play good at ASU, I mean, this is according to my friends. I didn't watch that many games, or really any to begin with. But my friends who watch every game, they're like, "This guy is not good. I don't understand what's going on with him." When
Yeah,
you're
I
put
mean,
around the right team,
He's got
works out.
traits.
Here's my
I don't
thing.
know.
Is he going to end up like the classic quarterback that just goes to a school and is carried by his weapons and wins the Heisman? I don't
Possibly.
know. That happens very often. It also there's instances where it doesn't happen and the quarterback ends up being a good NFL player.
The
But
thing I'll say about Jaden Daniels too is watching Hard Knocks for the Giants, obviously, because they did the offseason one. Dable was very, very high on Jaden Daniels, and Dable is a quarterback's coach, and he just doesn't look at what's on the field. He looks at what's off the field as well with the mental, and he
He's
is
also-
a very smart football player.
yeah, he's also really high on Daniel Jones. So
No, he's not. No,
Um,
he's
I'm kidding.
not.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna
But back
go
to the
with-
Ravens. I think
I'm gonna go with 11-6.
yeah. I'm gonna
Taking the under.
I'm going 13, 14 wins. I mean, you look at this team, and obviously they lost some pieces on defense, but you add like the perfect fit on offense in Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
The issue with the Ravens is they haven't been good in the red zone. You add like the best red zone running back of all time. Like
So what's your pick then?
I said
14.
13 or 14 wins.
Pick one.
I'll go 14. I'll go crazy.
Okay.
And they have
Gabe?
Nelson Aguilar. Like
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild.
Their division is so tough because I feel like the Steelers just find a way to be either average or better every
That's
single
why I
year.
went down a win.
Every team did win over
11
or
and
go over
6.
500. They went over 500 last season. which
That's
is
what I
crazy.
mean. 11-6.
If it wasn't for that though, I would have had them at where Ben is putting them above that 12-5 mark. So I think I'm just gonna stick at 12-5. They have a lot
Okay.
of tough teams. Like even outside the division, they have Philadelphia. They have who else do they have there?
Kansas City.
Dallas could be tough. Like Kansas City in the opening week. Dallas always could be tough. Yeah, I mean, you play Pittsburgh twice. You play Cleveland, who could be tough twice. You Cincinnati. I mean, it's a tough division. I'll stick with 12-5 just because I think they're the best team there.
Jake,
I'm going 13-4. I think that's a good mark.
it looks like I'm the only one going under. That division's
Okay.
so tough, man, to
It
not.
is. It is. It's a throw up every year. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Here's your Bills that you were waiting for. Their projected records 10-7.
All right. You want to hear my hot Bills take? They're going to have a
Go
new
for
head
it.
coach next season. I think Sean McDermott, former Eagles coach. I think he's a great coach, but you've seen these cycles in the NFL. Thanks.
He just hit his second home
way
run.
to ruin my
second home run of the game. Sorry.
way to ruin my evening. God. No, I'm just kidding. I think, look, Sean McDermott, great coach, whatever. But you see this cycle in the league recently, and I think it's going to repeat itself. Defensive coaches just can't get teams to win Super Bowls now. It just doesn't happen. You look at Tennessee, great coach, but he just doesn't have the ability to get them over the top. He can get them to being a solid, consistent playoff team, like the Buffalo Bills, but he just can't get them over the
So
top.
what's your record?
Well, what was their projection?
10-7.
10-7. I'm hitting the under. I think they're going to get 8 wins max. 8-9.
I agree.
I think I look at it and they have a relatively light schedule on paper, but they don't play New England until week 16 and week 18. By then, they could already be out of the playoffs. Maybe they lose one of those games. You know, in my opinion, I feel like that division is a lot more difficult this year. Obviously the Patriots stink, but outside of the Patriots, like the 3 rest of those teams, they can make the playoffs legitimately.
Gabe, Jake.
I agree. I 100% agree with Ben. I'm going 8-9 as well. I think they're gonna. This is gonna be the first season with Josh Allen where they go under 500, and I think that's a really good mark. And I think it's gonna be a learning year for Josh Allen too. I think he's gonna try to do too much this year because obviously his career, he turns the ball over a lot. He tries to make things happen that shouldn't happen. Tries to become hero, and I think he's gonna do that extra this year, which is gonna cost them.
Gabe.
I kind of disagree with Ben. I mean, there's some easy games here, I guess, on paper, but I don't think this is a light schedule. I mean, the Jets are going to be really tough this year. We know that already. Miami's going to be good this year. With the exception of New England, that's obviously a very good division. You play Detroit, you play San Francisco, you play Kansas City. You play Kansas City and San Francisco in back-to-back weeks, and then Detroit 2 weeks later. Like, that's a tough stretch. I think 8-9, I think at the end of the day, they're a good team. I don't think they're going to have a losing record. I'll go 9-8 just so they have like one game over 500. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went 8-9 or even 7-10. It's a really tough schedule. And Houston on there. I didn't see Houston, Baltimore on there. Like that's a tough year for them.
Do you think they make the playoffs with that record at 8-9 or 9-8?
That's a great question.
Seeing Buffalo miss the playoffs in these days, like that's a little weird.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna disagree with all 3 of you.
Really?
I don't like this offseason at all for Buffalo. At all. I think the offense is still okay. I don't think it's great. I don't like this roster really at all. I think they lost so many good players this offseason. I'm flipping the 2 numbers around. I'm going 7-10.
Okay. I was thinking about that.
Not a fan.
I think that's
not
possible,
a fan
yeah.
of Buffalo. I'm not a fan of Buffalo this year.
Yeah, I think
that roster is not great.
Stephon Diggs, I think this year.
Bro, think about it this way, right?
Losing an alpha receiver like that is a big loss.
Think about it more than just that. They lost their free safety and their strong safety. They lost their starting center. They lost a lot of guys. They lost one of their starting corners. Because remember, Tre'Davious White left. He's a Ram. They lost a lot of their key players, especially on the defense.
They already have injuries. I mean, Matt Milano is
That sucks
Yeah,
for
that's
Penny.
another
good
I
one.
feel so bad.
Matt Milano is out for the season.
Great player.
MVS is already hurt. Curtis Samuel is already hurt.
Do you guys think that Keon
Curtis
Coleman's gonna have a
Samuel is
good
going to
year?
be a big
I
piece.
think he's gonna have a pretty good year.
I'm a Keon Coleman fan,
I'm
so
a big
I hope
Keon
so.
Coleman guy. I'm upset that Patty Heckard picked him. Well, I knew Patty Heckard was going to pick him up, but
Maybe
I
the
didn't
trade
really-
episode.
yeah, we'll see. I don't really think I like my team the way it is. I didn't really have any room to add him, but I
Next
kind of
up,
try to avoid rookies. It's kind of
Me too.
next up, we got the Carolina Panthers, who are projected at 6-11.
That's generous.
I think 6 is usually like the lowest they'll go. They
Yeah,
usually
they
don't
won't
go
go
lower
anything
than
lower.
that. I think, obviously, I'm going to take the under, right? But I think this team is going to be much improved, and I think going into the following season, they'll get there. I really like their head coaching hire. Obviously, we talked about it. Former offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay. What he did with that Tampa Bay offense to me was incredibly impressive, seeing as your quarterback was Baker Mayfield, who all credit to him, he played
No
well,
hating
but
on Baker. I'm not tolerating that either.
I don't like Baker Mayfield. I don't like him as a person.
I don't care.
like him as a quarterback.
I like him. He almost beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, so I got to give him respect.
Yeah,
I was rooting for him so
He did
hard.
change. He did change Cleveland's
he
franchise
was
too.
pretty much carried by the Browns defense, but yeah, I mean, you look at this roster and you're kind of like, okay, this is definitely a make or break year for Bryce Young. I think they improved a lot on their offensive line, which should help, but it's a
I'm
franchise
gonna
altering
go.
decision to see
Now
if
that I
Bryce
think
Young
about
can
it, I'm gonna
make happen.
go. Don't hate on me. I'm going 4-13.
Oof.
That's what I was thinking
Okay.
too.
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
think-
around that.
I think they're gonna go one less. I think they're gonna go 5 and what is it? 5 and
12.
12. I think they're gonna go 5 and 12. What Ben was saying too, I agree with him. They added a lot on their offense. I don't think it's gonna be the offense that has a problem this year. I think they're gonna lose mostly because of their defense.
Yeah, I mean, you have Jadeveon
Losing Brian
Clowney.
Burns hurts more than most people.
It does,
think.
and they gave him up for basically nothing. They could have got
And-
3 first
And
round
you
picks.
signed
for him.
Jadeveon Clowney, who is one of my
Washed.
most hated NFL players ever. So, yeah,
All right.
Interesting.
Here's another really exciting one.
Oh, wait. Real quick, sorry. I don't want to say the same thing as other people, but like at the same time, like we all.
I thought you
know
said 4-13.
it's gonna happen. Yeah, I was thinking around there. I'm just gonna stamp it 4-13.
All right.
It's not gonna be a good team.
This next one that I got is really exciting because I think I'm gonna have fun with this one. Chicago Bears
Ooh.
projected at 8-9.
I think they're going to be around the 500 mark. It sucks now that you can't go 500 in football anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, I
They
miss
are
those
thinking
old
about adding another game.
records.
I'm going 9-8.
I agree. I agree
I'm
with the
hitting
9
the
and 8.
over.
They are a young, fun team, and I
I'll
think
give
they're
them.
also
I'll
going to
give
get
them a win.
they're going to
Listen,
get overlooked as well.
That hurts me too because everyone knows I do not like Caleb Williams whatsoever. But I'll give him over 500.
And you got to
I
admit
mean-
he's good too. He's going to be good.
You look at their roster. I like to look at the rosters, so I have them all like pulled up here. Wide receiver, a lot of depth. Obviously, I don't think Keenan Allen is playing every game this season because he never does. But I like their depth at wide receiver. They obviously have DJ Moore too, so people kind of forget about that. Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet at tight end,
Gerald
backup
Everett.
Gerald Everett as backup. Like, what is that? A really good offensive line. So this offense could be a top 10 offense.
Good running backs.
This offense could be a top 10 offense. Defense is questionable, but you look at the
Besides
rest of this
TJ
division,
Edwards and Jalen Johnson.
yeah, but you look at the rest of this division,
Jokes.
like, I mean, Minnesota is
I
a good
like the
offense.
division. Yeah, but the Packers are good.
The Packers,
And the
you don't know
Lions
what
are
you're. I'm
great.
sorry, you can't say the Packers are going to be good this year because Jordan
Yes, I
Love had
can.
Jordan
see
Love
what
had
he did
half of a
last
good
year?
season. Jordan Love had half a good season. Baker Mayfield
that
had a
does
whole
not
good
change
season
my
and then sucked
opinion.
for 3 years
This
in a row.
dude literally harassed Dallas and almost beat the Niners. I
That's because
100%.
they had Mike McCarthy as
lost
their
the
head coach, and he
Giants.
doesn't know how to win except with Aaron Rodgers one time. Like,
I'm never gonna trash Jordan Love. I like
okay.
Jordan Love in
You
the
can
Packers.
you can say 8 good games means he's a great quarterback, but I'm not going to say that. And
I'm going 9-8 though. For the
weapons wise,
Bears.
yeah, we'll save the Packers for later. But yeah, I'm gonna hit the over. I really like this offense. I think Caleb Williams is gonna live up to that hype he has. Um, I mean, you can see. I know it's preseason. I don't like to take a lot of preseason, but you can see he's better than all the other rookie quarterbacks in preseason. Like it's pretty
Gabe,
clear.
Jake.
I'm thinking either 10-7 or 9-8. I also think this team is going to be above 500. They have some pretty easy wins on their schedule or games on their schedule. I'll go 9-8 for now. I think that they're not going to take every single one of those wins.
You
that I
go
have
9-8,
down,
Jake?
Yeah.
I am. I think the Bears. I think Caleb Williams. 2 things I have on him. Number one, I think the quarterback's going to be good because in Hard Knocks, when Matt Eberflus, I think it was, asked him if he felt any pressure during his first game in the NFL, and he was like, "I don't feel pressure." I think that's a good sign for a quarterback. He said he hasn't felt pressure since his first start in high school, so that's pretty crazy. And number 2, I think Caleb Williams is going to have a Peyton Manning type rookie year where he's going to be good, but he still has a chance of breaking that interception record. So I think that's where Caleb Williams is going to rank for me. So I think they're going to potentially sneak into the playoffs, and the NFC North are going to have 3 playoff teams. So I'm going 9-8.
3. Interesting.
Yeah. Lions, Packers,
Um,
and Bears.
Oh my.
Next up, we got the Bengals, who are projected to go 11-6. I'm gonna go 10-5 because of the loss of Joe Mixon. I think hurts more
Yes.
than most. But my other piece of it is the drama with T. Higgins. You don't know what's gonna happen there, man. He could be gone halfway through the season.
Yeah, another team
It's
where I
tough.
think they could have a new coach next year. I'm not a huge fan of Zach Taylor. Me personally, I just think his offenses that he runs,
Quick question too: the starting running back now though is Zach Moss, right?
yes.
And
And
Chris
Zach
Evans.
Moss hasn't
Chris
really
Evans is gonna get a lot
proven
of
to be a
playing
starting
time?
running back for an entire season. Obviously,
He was good on the Colts.
he was good on the Colts, but he wasn't the starter the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
there's a big difference there. And this Bengals team is really weird because I feel like they've just been getting worse ever since everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be the Bengals and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship every year." Like I just don't feel the it factor for this team. Obviously, they have Jamar Chase and he's a great player. But I don't know. Joe Burrow just hasn't really been himself the last 2 years, so maybe that's saying he's going to have a rebound year, but I don't know. Their offensive line is still just not great at all.
Because of timing, so that we can hit MLB too. We got to start flying through these.
All right. But yeah, I'm hitting the under heavy under.
Heavy under. By what? If they're projected at 11-6, what do you got?
8 wins, 8 and 9.
Wow.
All right.
Well, I'm going 10-7 because I think, like you were saying, Ben, I think the Bengals have done a terrible job with the supporting cast around Burrow. But at the end of the day, I think it's still Joe Burrow. He still make magic
Agreed.
happen if he's healthy. So I think 10-7 is a pretty good shot.
Well, that's
for
the
them.
question, though. They don't have a good offensive line. Is he going to stay healthy? Who knows?
Yeah.
Gabe.
I'm going 9-8. I don't mind their schedule, but I mean, we also haven't. When's the last time Joe Burrow's been healthy for a full year? Or hasn't? I mean, like it hasn't felt like it's been recently. I'm not expecting him to play all 17 games. I'm thinking he's going to miss a couple. And when he misses a couple, that's not going to go well for them, I don't think.
And then who? Jake Browning comes in for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't talk bad on him. That's a guy. That's a guy right there. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns, who are projected to go 7-10.
Oh,
Over. I mean, that's a
Over.
horrible line, in my opinion. I
that's
know
a
they don't.
Horrible line.
I know their quarterback is absolutely a horrible person and a horrible
horrendous.
player, but
Yeah, he's horrendous.
their defense is one
Guess
of the best
what?
I've ever
It's gonna
seen.
be Jameis Winston time. What are you talking about? I'm
Yeah,
going
if Jameis
9-8
Winston
though.
starts at 17-0, count it.
I'm going 9-8 with Jameis
I agree.
Winston.
I agree with 9-8 as well. Cleveland's going to get carried by their defense, but that's what they are, so you can't be mad about it.
Ben,
Yeah, I agree. Over, I think 9-8's
And
perfect.
and don't forget that Nick Chubb's
Cool.
coming back for the second half of the season.
Well, we'll
Cool.
see. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
Dallas
game, though.
Cowboys 11-6.
Under.
Oh, way under. Way under.
Under.
So far under.
Under. You're
Oh
gonna
my
all
God,
the
whoa.
fans that aren't Giants and Eagles fans are gonna call us haters. They are. They're gonna call us haters, but I'm sorry.
No.
Ezekiel Elliott is
And
your
Rico
is your
Dowdle.
starting runner. Your backup is Snoop Connor.
I
when your
thought the
backup's name
backup
is
running
Snoop,
back
you're
was
not
Rico.
good.
I thought the backup was Rico.
Well, yeah,
Dowdle.
he is, but I
And
just saw
Deuce
that Snoop
Vaughn
was
might
on the
even get
roster,
some
and I thought it was
reps
funny.
this year too. That's crazy.
When you
11-6
guys
is
say
actually
under,
insane.
what are you sticking at? If it's
I'm
11-6.
talking 7-8 wins. 7-8 wins.
I
for
just
them.
want to hit this point. Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs are the
Overrated.
most overrated cornerback duo
They-
of all time.
They
They
were
just
the
pick
most
off the ball, but they get cooked
they
by
were the
every
most
good
ball
receiver.
hogs on defense I've ever seen, and they got awarded for it. Trayvon Diggs broke the record for the most passing yards against when he had all those interceptions.
It's because they only get
You
picks
know-
against trash teams. Trayvon Diggs got all of his picks against 5 teams
And he
last
let-
season, and they
all
were
they
all
do is
teams
go
that
after the
finished with
ball.
less than 7 wins.
All they do is go after the ball. They let their coverage go wide open if they think the ball's going somewhere else, and if it does, then that guy's wide open for a touchdown. It happens every single time.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna
look,
go.
when they face the Eagles, they're gonna get cooked. I'm telling you, they're
I'm
gonna get
gonna.
cooked.
I'm gonna go 7-10.
I agree. I 100%.
I think
agree with 7-10.
especially with the drama with CD, especially if CD is gone at
The
all. you're
morale-
screwed.
the morale-
I
on
think the
that
drama
team
with CD
that-
is overblown. I don't believe in that
Yeah.
at all. I think they're gonna re-sign
think-
him, but
I think the morale on that team is at an
And I don't
all-time
trust. I
low,
don't trust in Dak.
and
And
that's
Mike-
going to carry into the season.
Mike McCarthy, of any coach the last 5 to 10 years in the NFL, I think this is the most. This guy is on the hot seat heading into the season I've seen in the NFL in the
Mhm.
last 5. If this team
And
doesn't
Bill
win,
Belichick, they might get Bill Belichick.
yeah, if this team doesn't win at least 2 playoff games, Mike McCarthy is gone. Like he's
Next
getting
up,
fired.
Wait, Gabe, what was your line? I said
I'm
7.
between 8 and 9 wins right now. I'll stick with 9 because I hate the Cowboys, but they'll always find a way to stay above 500. I feel like, especially when they play us. I always have some hope going into the season, and we lose both games. I don't know why.
And then
But
so
they're
the
the
season now
Cowboys.
40-0.
Fellas,
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas, don't trash on me for this one. Denver Broncos listed at 7-10.
I like it.
I'm going 4-13.
Whoa. That's
I
crazy.
don't
Honestly-
trust in Bo Nix as much, especially since he's a rookie. The only weapon on that entire offense that you know is going to do something is Courtland Sutton, because you can't trust on Troy Franklin yet because he's a rookie. Greg
What about
Dulcich is
Javonte
always
Williams?
hurt. The O-line's not great at all. Justin Simmons is
Garrett
gone. The defense is terrible besides Patrick
Patrick
Surtain and Alex Singleton. Like, that team is all over the place. I don't like anything about that team. I'm going 4-13.
I honestly agree with you. I still to this day do not understand why they drafted a quarterback. They should have waited and tanked this
I would
season and got the
waited.
number 1 pick. Like, what are they doing? I agree. 4 wins, perfect. I agree. If
Wow.
not less.
Jay, Gabe,
I'm going with the 6-7 win mark. I agree with the 7-10. If I was
I
betting,
don't
man,
think
I
they
would go
could be
under.
the same amount
I
of
think I
wins
would
as the
take the win.
Cardinals.
Well, Bo Nix. Okay, you guys are really, really low on Bo Nix. For me, Bo Nix was
you could be
the
high on
smartest-
him or not, but that roster
I think
is
he's the
just
smartest. He's
awful.
the smartest QB in the draft by far, I think. And I just think that with his supporting cast, yeah, it's bad. But the Broncos, I've never really seen the Broncos have a terrible year. They've always sat around, like, their bad years are like 6-7 wins.
I'm going 5 wins. I'll split the difference, I guess. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be as bad as Chris might think he is, but he's not going to be enough to propel this team to like a decent
Mhm.
record.
fair. Next up, we got Detroit, and they are projected at 11-6. I'm gonna take the over. I think
Me
it's
too.
gonna
Let's
be
see
the
the
first
schedule.
over that I'm taking, and I'm going 12-5.
12-5, I agree. They are a very fun team to watch. They're a
Very
team,
fun.
You can't hate the team. Let's just be honest. If you
Damn
hate
you,
the
Jake,
Lions,
for taking Amon Ra when I wanted him so badly in our
if
fantasy
you hate the
football
Lions
draft.
going into this year or last year, you're just a hater. You just don't like fun stories. You don't like a good story.
You know who my favorite player was on the Lions within the past few years? Jamal
Amon-Ra?
Williams. Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
And then he
And-
went to New Orleans.
Great guy.
yeah, and now Jamison Williams is going to have a breakout year. I'm calling that
I was
one
just
because
gonna
he is
say,
their
like-
second receiver.
What's
12
gonna
and
happen
5.
with him?
Because they
Pretty
let go
good.
of Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds is gone, and that just makes it to where Jamison Williams has to step up, and he's taking that number 2 receiver role.
And they have Eagles legend Nate Sudfeld as backup quarterback. So
And they have
Jared
Hendon
Goff.
Hooker, who trucked a giant. That was crazy.
Well,
and they
12
and they have the
12
best
and
running back in the
5.
league, Jake Funk.
12 and 5, I think is just right. What about you?
Honestly, if anything, I'm taking 13.
Nice.
Okay. Gabe.
I'm sticking 12.
Okay.
I like this team, and if they give the ball to Jameer Gibbs enough,
Jake, you said 12
They have
too,
a-
right?
he's
I
good.
did. They have a lethal running back room. They have David Montgomery to give it to him on the line, and they have Jameer Gibbs. It's amazing.
Next up, I got the Packers. We got to start flying through these fellas. We're
10
running.
and 7.
We're
10 and
running
7.
on time. They're projected at 10 and 7.
10 and
I
7.
am also gonna go with 10 and 7. I think it's fair.
I
Gabe.
also 10 and 7. Yep.
I don't mind 10 and 7 there actually.
Oh, we all agree.
Consensus for once. This one to me is BS. This next one, the Houston Texans projected at 10 and 7. I'm going 13 and 4.
I'm going 12 and 5.
I'll go 11 and 6.
Ooh, Gabe.
I think we need to hold our horses for a second. This is a very good team, but I mean,
Very good team.
The
how much
division's
are we
trash,
expecting CJ
though.
Stroud to progress in year 2?
But the
I-
division's
A
trash.
huge amount with Joe Mixon, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Schultz,
Name
and
one other
Nico
team
Collins.
that's gonna fight for that spot. Name
I
one
still
other
have
team.
them at a good record. I'll take 11 and 6.
Colts,
No,
13 and 4. I'm going 13 and 4.
I agree. They're 12 and
Next
5.
up, next
Fine.
up actually is the Colts. They're projected
Ooh.
at 8 and 9. I'm gonna go 9 and 8.
I
I'm gonna
agree.
flip it.
9 and 8. 9 and 8. I flip. I think Richardson's gonna have a great year.
Honestly, I'm gonna go 9 and 8, but I'm just saying, watch out for the Colts. Anthony Richardson looked really good when he was playing last year,
Michael Pittman Jr.
and Michael.
What was the receiver that they
I'm
drafted?
not gonna say
anyways?
his
Who was it
nickname
again?
because
I always
Adonai
forget.
Mitchell.
AD
Adonai
Mitchell, yeah,
Mitchell,
AD
who-
Mitchell's gonna
who-
be
I'm
good.
that's
not
the-
gonna
that's
say
the
Michael
kid that
Pittman's
the-
nickname on
That's the
here
guy that
because
could
it's
drop
not PG,
Old.
but it is an inaccurate nickname because that man helped me win a lot of fantasy games last year with all
Gabe?
of his rack, bro. Oh,
I'm flipping it around. I'll go 8 and 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
pretty
Fair.
much the same thing. I mean, it's only one more loss.
Guys, we're basically hitting this whole division at this point. We got Jacksonville next, who's 9 and 8.
I agree.
I'm going 8 and 9. I'm going 8 and 9. Doug, I'm sorry, but your sauce hasn't been cooking, brother.
I'm
Trevor
gonna.
Lawrence, by the way,
I'm actually
the
gonna go
biggest
8
fraud
and 9 too.
in NFL history. Daniel Jones is the same tier quarterback.
That's
I'm
crazy.
actually- I'm
That's a
actually gonna
crazy
go
statement.
8
I
and 9
completely disagree.
That's
with
Trevor
that.
Lawrence.
Look at the stats. Look at yeah,
Jake,
Trevor
are you
Lawrence. Look at
going?
the stats.
Jake, are you going?
Oh
8
yeah,
and
I
9?
have seen that before. I'm
9
going
and 8.
9 and 8. I'm flipping
Yeah,
it.
He
no,
also
9 and
didn't
8
have the
was-
worst head coach in NFL history.
What's your hit, Jake?
9 and 8.
Okay, fair. Next up, Kansas City. Kansas City.
12 and
Loss
5.
of L'Jarius Sneed. Keep
12
it in
and 5.
mind. Big
That's not
deal.
bad.
They are projected at 12 and 5.
Dude,
I think
that
I'm
division
also-
that division's a cakewalk. Yet
You
again,
know-
they're gonna go 6. They get 6 free wins every year.
I don't think
It's-
the division's a cakewalk.
I think the
do you
Raiders
mean?
might upset them one game this year.
I think the Raiders or the Chargers could.
Dude, the Chargers
I
are
think
the
they're getting
Chargers.
upset.
The
I think
Chargers
they're
play.
getting upset
The
at least
Chargers
2
play
games.
17 road games.
That's true. That's true.
They go.
I'm
they
gonna
go
go-
11 and 6 because they always find a way to lose games that they shouldn't be losing, and then they
I'm
win.
going
some-
11. I'm going 11 and 6 too, especially
going
since
12 and 5.
Travis is getting
13,
older and
wow.
slower. Since Travis is
He
getting
shouldn't
older
have been
and
a
slower, I'm
99
going
this
11
year.
and 6.
Madden.
Agree. Next up, we got the Raiders. They're projected at 6 and 11. I'm gonna go
Oh,
5 and
Titans.
12.
Let's
Really?
go Titans.
I'm going over on that. I'm going like 8 and 9 for the Raiders.
Yeah, you can add Christian Wilkins and
That-
do other
but
stuff,
Antonio-
but guess what?
The way that they played for Antonio Pierce, man. I
Guys,
Guess
think
what
I'm a
though? I
Antonio
agree, and I
Pierce
love
believer.
Antonio Pierce. I wanted Antonio Pierce to actually be the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. I really, really wanted that. But at the same time, You don't have a quarterback. You
Yeah,
don't have a
brother.
quarterback.
Brother, that team's absolutely atrocious. I mean, their starting
I'm
quarterbacks,
going. I'm
Gardner
going 5 and
Minshew.
12.
Gardner Minshew, shout out to your time for the Eagles. I wish you were still
Dude,
here as a backup.
I-
But Nathan Peterman is their backup. Nathan Peterman.
I don't under. Well,
Just
he's
give
the third
the
string.
give the records.
He's the third
7 and
string, but
10.
7 and
I
10.
think it's
5
8 and
and
9.
12.
Gardner
Gardner Minshew is
Minshew
not that bad,
needs
I
to
feel like.
start.
8
or
and
needs
9.
to stop.
I
The
said
hate needs
5
to
and
stop.
12.
He
Ben.
almost brought the Colts to the playoffs.
Ben.
5 and 12, I agree.
5 and
8 and 9.
12. Next up, fellas, I'm gonna have a field day with this one. The LA Rams, 12 and 5.
Too high.
Guess what?
I don't know.
You could say too high all you want. I'm going 13 and 4.
I think
I'm
I
going
agree.
13 and 4.
I think this is Sean McVay's last season coaching. They may get
And
to the NFC
he's
Championship
gonna
and lose.
ball. He's gonna ball. Sean McVay's gonna ball. And guess what? You're gonna hear something in a little bit. The user gonna be like,
I
wait
think they
for
get
it.
13 wins, make the NFC Championship, and lose to
13
the
and 4.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Jake, Gabe, records.
11 and 6.
11 and 6. Oh,
Oh, nice game.
Wow.
Okay.
we're just on the
Next
same
up,
page like that.
I have the LA Chargers listed at 9 and 8.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
No,
No,
I don't
no,
know
6
how
and
I
11.
know.
7.
I'm
No, 6 and
gonna
11.
go. I'm gonna go 7 and 10.
6 and 11.
I'm going
for me.
6 and 11. I don't get
Fair.
the hype. Jim Harbaugh, when was he hasn't been in the NFL in a long time.
They're rebuilding now, and it's okay to rebuild. It's okay.
Gabe, what is your record?
7 and 10. I really like Justin Herbert. He's very solid. He's
Okay.
good enough to carry them to a couple wins. I think.
Next
I wish
up,
he was on a different team.
I got
too.
the Miami Dolphins, who are projected only at 9 and 8. I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'm
over.
gonna go 10 and 7.
I'm going 13 and 4.
I'm going 11 and 6. I think that's
That
a
is
solid mark.
heat. That is heat, Jake.
13
I like
and
this
4. I
team.
think
It
I
is
like this
steaming
team.
hot.
I like Mike
McDaniel.
McDaniels. I like Mike McDaniels.
Gabe, what is
going-
your prediction then?
I'm between 12 and 13. I'll go 13. I haven't given any team a lot of wins.
Yeah.
I'll go 13 and 4.
Are they going to win the Super Bowl?
Damn.
Absolutely not. But they will
No,
go
no
13
chance.
and
Next
4.
up, we got the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're
Um,
going to be the worst team in the league. So, with
6 and
that
11.
being said, 3 and 14.
Ooh.
No, I think
You
they
have
will
no
get-
quarterback at all. Sam Darnold's playing
But they still have
quarterback,
Justin
dude.
Jefferson.
Yeah,
no
I
matter
think-
who
I
the
think they'll
quarterback
get 5
is, he's going to
wins.
get
It does
open.
not matter.
I
If
think-
you're
I
Sam
think they'll get-
Darnold, you can't
I
even
think they'll
make
get-
an accurate throw.
Okay, Sam Darnold led the Panthers to 6-0 one season.
I'd rather have Joshua Dobbs. Shouldn't have let him walk.
True.
He may have had like a 4 interception game, but like,
I'm going to be honest though, if the Vikings
ugh.
are
Disgusting.
probably, if they get off to a hot start, which they have they're
don't
at
think
New
so.
York, San Fran,
And they
Houston.
lost.
Facing the Giants.
They lost what's his name too? Who went to the Texans?
Daniel Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they gained who's this Grenard, right?
Yeah, they gained Grenard,
swapped.
but Hunter's
swapped.
a lot better than Grenard.
Yeah, but Grenard's younger, so he's gonna become that role
I
eventually.
think they're going to be pretty even this year. I think that I'll give them 5 wins. I think
I'll
they'll
give them
find a way.
6. 6 and 11 for me.
I don't see it. I don't see
I was
it.
going to give him 5.
All right. Next up, we get the New England Patriots, who are projected at 5 and 12.
I agree.
2 wins.
Oh wow.
I'm
2
going.
wins.
I'm going.
What, dude, they
4
have
and
like
13.
3 good. They just traded their best defensive player
True.
for nothing.
I'm going 4 and 13.
I go 5
2.
and 12.
They might honestly. I could see them getting
Mm.
only 1 win.
I'm going 3 wins. I think that would make them my worst team in the league, which
Oh,
checks
they're
out.
definitely.
I make
They're
them
not.
Worst.
I will
too.
say it right now. If the Patriots are not at least tied for the worst record in the league, I will.
Guys. No,
something
no.
not
Let's make it some fun here. If you lose that, right, and they somehow get past 2 wins.
Well,
Right.
I just said they had to be tied.
All right, if
with,
they're
like,
not
with
tied for the
wins.
worst record in the league or have the worst record in the league, you have to show up to an episode wearing a Cincinnati Reds jersey, any of your choice.
Why Cincinnati Reds? Why not New
You know,
England?
where did
What?
that team go?
What?
There's reasoning behind that. I want to see
No,
it happen.
There should be a real punishment. You
I'm
should
not
have to
buying
like
a
show up in
Cincinnati
like
Reds
yeah,
jersey.
you
you should
I'm
have
not
to
putting
show up in like
$100 on the line.
Ellie
like
De
an
La
elf,
Cruz
an
jersey.
elf outfit. an elf outfit or something
All
like
right,
that.
I
elf
also don't have an
outfit.
elf outfit.
Oh, he has a
wear-
That's
police
like
officer
20
off.
bucks.
All right, you
That's
have
like
to
20
wear
bucks.
you have to wear any costume. You have to wear any costume of your
A costume of our
choice.
choice. A costume of our choice. Our choice.
Our
I
choice.
got a
I
good
know our
costume,
We'll
choice.
don't you
discuss.
worry.
We'll
Gabe
discuss.
knows. Gabe knows.
We'll
I know the
discuss.
Halloween costume.
Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints at 6-11. I'm gonna go 7-10.
I agree. 7 to 10.
They're mid, but I think they'll take the over on
Yeah,
that.
I
I
don't-
feel like that
literally,
division
I have no
all
opinion
bunches
on the
together
Saints,
in terms of
honestly.
wins. I don't.
Well,
I have
give
no
me your
opinion on the Saints
records.
Except
I'll
Give
go
me your
6-11,
records,
6-11.
because this next
7-10.
one's fun for me. 6-11, Ben.
I know what's
I'll
up next. I
I'll
know
just
what's
go
up next.
7, whatever. I don't even know.
This next one's fun. Ben, give it. What's your record?
What for the Saints?
Saints.
Yeah, I said 7.
All right. Next up, we have the
Go
New
Birds.
York Giants, and guess
8
what?
and 9, baby.
Hold on. Before you two get hyped,
I just got a new.
I want to
jersey,
say
actually.
something.
Ooh.
And both you are gonna have a crazy face. You're both about to be like, what?
Throwback for him.
Guess what? I'm gonna tell you both. I put Dallas to go 7-10. For once, you guys beat Dallas in the division. I'm going 9-8.
What? Let's
That's
go.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Welcome
Yo,
to the team.
clip it and ship it. Clip it and ship it. I
I'm
can't
going
believe
9-8 with
Chris
that
is not
defense.
bashing the Giants.
Everybody
That is
knows I love
crazy.
defense. I love defense.
Everybody knows the big blue.
That is
Redskins.
a
You guys
squad
are
on
starting
defense.
Devin Singletary at running back.
I'd rather
Okay,
have Devin
and he had
Singletary
a
than
great
Ezekiel
season
Elliott.
last year. Devin
I'd
Singletary
rather
had a
have
great
Devin
season for
Singletary
what he
than
is.
Ezekiel Elliott.
I agree. The Giants.
You
can
guys
go
are
to my
on
quick
something. You
rant.
guys don't have any weapons. You have no weapons on
We'll
offense.
leave neighbors.
Well,
They
Jake
also
said
play
8 and 9.
Washington twice.
I
we
said 8 and
play
9, 9 and 8.
Yo, they
Seattle,
got
we play
Isaiah Hodgins and Wandale
Minnesota,
Robinson.
Okay,
play
Isaiah
New
Hodgins is
Orleans.
crazy. Isaiah Hodgins.
They
is
got
crazy. They
Wandale
might not make the
Robinson,
team.
yo. Don't.
Six wins.
All right.
sir.
6 wins,
Jake
guys.
Jake
Come on.
said 8 and 9. The
Wandale
prediction
Robinson will
was
lead
6
the
and
league in
11.
catches.
6
The
and
prediction
11
was
is a
6 and
great
11.
number.
Jake, you said 8 and 9. I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
9 and 8.
Thank you,
Gabe,
Chris.
I see a lot of easy wins on the schedule. I'm going to be
Thank
honest.
you.
That being
9 and
said,
8?
I am not going to trick myself into going into a record above 500. So I'm going to, Jake, you said 8 and 9.
Yes, sir.
I'm sticking with you. We're not going
let's
to go
go.
above 500, or at least I'm not
Ben,
going to jinx ourselves.
Ben, are you saying 6 wins, Ben?
Yes.
6 and
wins.
11?
I'm
Why,
only
Ben?
realistic
Why?
one
Why?
year.
Why?
You guys have one good weapon on offense.
Okay.
And you have an offensive line that
Do you think Washington's
good
going to be
players,
better?
but they haven't proved.
Do you think Washington's going to be better?
All
I think
right.
you guys are about even.
Save
Probably
it for when
Washington's
the
slightly
NFL
worse.
stuff comes on. Next up, I got the New York Jets, which are projected at 9 and 8. Guess what? I'm not feeling it. I'm going 8 and 9.
Ooh.
I'm going
I'm
8 and
just-
9.
I
10
don't
and
think this
7
is going to
still.
happen, but I'm going to go 10 wins just for the
Me
hope
too.
of my fantasy team.
Yeah, me too. 10 and 7.
I'm
Wait, let
I'm
me
gonna go. I'm
I
let
gonna
me
can
look at
go
the
believe
8.
schedule
that-
because I'm actually very high on the Jets this year.
I believe that Aaron Rodgers in his farewell tour, which I believe this is his last year. Not sure.
don't
if
think
he's
it's
coming
his
back
last
I
next year.
hope so. I hope
If it
so.
is, I
What
think
I
he's going to
will
get 10
say
wins and make the
is-
playoffs.
I think this team is well rounded. 12
No,
wins.
you know what? I'm gonna change it. I'll go with the projected record. I'll go with 9 and 8. I'll give them another win.
I'll go 10
12.
and 7.
10-7.
I'll go 9 and 8.
10-7.
Ooh, the Philadelphia Eagles projected to go 9 and 8.
What?
You're wrong. I'm
That's
going
an
14 and
atrocious
3.
line, by the way.
14 and 3 is insane.
I agree. 14 and 3. Dude, we have an
I'm
easy
going
ass- we have
14
an
and
easy
3.
schedule. Look at our schedule. Look at our schedule. Look at our
I'm
schedule.
going
14 and
14
3
and
is
3.
nuts.
Jake,
I-
I'm just telling you.
I hate
look
this.
At,
I hate this. That schedule is so, bro.
look at that schedule and
It's
tell
so
me that there's
easy.
more than 4 teams we're gonna lose to. There's not. There's just not. I don't care
The
how
truth
good.
is-
It is an
After
easy
last
schedule.
season, that's not going to continue. I don't think what
That
happened.
is
at
not
the end
going
of
to
last season.
continue.
You're starting off 2 and out or 0 and 2.
Ben,
by
I
the
don't
way.
like your prediction on the
0
Giants.
and 2.
but
We're starting off 0 and 2. We are not losing to the Packers in Brazil. It's not
Yes,
happening.
you are. Yes, you are.
It's not happening.
We're not losing at home Monday night against the Falcons.
By the
That's
way,
against the
Brazil
Falcons.
is
Yeah,
good
we're not
reason.
losing
We
that
never
game
lose
either.
at home
That's
against the
Nick
Falcons.
Foles' retirement. You think we're losing that? You're nuts. You're nuts.
The crowd
That is
is
the
gonna be
one
insane.
game. That is the one game that I will bet my entire bank account on.
Really, really.
Yes.
Let's see it.
I
Okay,
think this
Let's see it.
team is just too talented.
And guess
to lose
what?
more
You
than,
want to
like-
know something? If you look at stats, the Eagles always beat Kirk Cousins. Always.
He doesn't win on prime time. That's true. But the thing is, what you guys seem to be forgetting, Jason Kelsey retired. That's gonna be a
Cam
big
beef.
blow.
Cam
It's not.
beef
It doesn't
jerky.
matter. It's a big blow to the offense.
Dude, we just
Jalen
picked up a
Hurts. Jalen Hurts has
We
to
got a
step
top
up
5
as a
running
leader,
back
and
now,
he's not
bro.
gonna be a good
Bro,
leader
I'm
this
telling
They
year.
have Bijan, but we have
Jake,
Saquon.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Mekhi Becton is going to be an all-pro right
Oh,
guard
He
this
will.
season.
When
Call me
Lane Johnson
crazy.
retires, yes, he will.
Go.
J-
I'm-
uh,
All right.
I'm just telling.
Chris,
This
you
Enough
made
with
it a lot
elaborate.
easier.
I want to hear records.
Chris, you
This
made it a
season
lot
I'm
easier.
14-3.
With your Giants record, it made it a lot easier to say this. I think 13 wins.
Jake.
I think it's going to be a very good season.
I'm going 11-6.
Wow.
It's still a good record,
Hater.
but 14-3.
Hater,
is
hater. I didn't
atrocious.
even
Jake,
rip your
Jake,
team.
Name more than 3 holes we have on our roster. The only hole we have is at linebacker, which doesn't really matter that much.
You guys have an entire new coaching staff.
Is it as big
That's
as a
a
hole
big
that you
thing.
think, though? Guess what?
I'm
I'll
just
save
saying,
that chat for another
Vic
time. Though.
Fangio is not a good defensive coordinator. He only runs zone, and people pick him apart.
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry,
You
but
guys
I wanna
have
throw
Miami-
something
Fangio
out there
won?
real quick.
When has Vic Fangio won? Tell me.
I'm gonna throw
Tell
something
me
out
when
there
he
real
has
quick.
won.
When has he won? If you want to ask that, if you look at stats
20
amongst the
years.
defense last year, if you look at stats amongst the defense last year, like 99% of them had career years. You wonder why Christian Wilkins got a bag because of Vic Fangio's smartness.
Yes,
Javon
but
Holland
his
had a career
secondary-
year
he
underneath him.
runs his
Jalen
secondary
Phillips had a career
awfully.
year underneath him until he got
runs
hurt.
his secondary to where he
The
gives
Eagles have the
up
deepest.
so much cushion.
The Eagles have the deepest secondary room in the
It
entire
doesn't
NFL.
matter. It doesn't
All right,
matter how
all
good your
right,
secondary
all right.
is. His
All I
We
ask-
need. I want
all I
record.
ask
I
you
want a
guys-
record.
awful.
I
all I
want a
ask from you
record
guys-
for this
I
next
know we're-
team.
Didn't Temple's DC go to a coaching role in the Eagles? Like halfway through, like last or 2
I
years
believe,
ago,
yeah.
when we
Yeah,
had
I
like the
think
best
so.
defense in college football.
Yeah.
Like it was like a top 20 defense in college football. All I ask is that you give him back to us. That's all.
Hey,
We
Temple
need
men's
him.
basketball is
Next
on the
up-
rise, boys. Temple men's basketball is on the rise.
Fire.
We're winning the
Next
American
up,
Athletic Conference this year.
I got the Steelers, who were projected at 6-11.
9
That's a
and
crazy prediction. They're
9 and
finishing
8.
9-8 like they always
I'm
do.
going
Yeah,
9-8.
9-8.
Don't even
Nine.
All right,
know.
well that's a consensus. Next up, I got the Niners, who are projected at 11-6.
12-5.
I'm going
10
11-6 because, like I said,
10
I think the
wins.
Rams are winning that division.
10 wins. Debo is washed.
Ayuk's
I
gone.
don't think he's washed.
That is not an
Ayuk's
easy
gone.
schedule. I might agree with Ben, but not because Debo is washed.
You know what?
I'm going 10
You know what?
wins.
Screw it. I'm gonna go 10 games too, just because Ayuk's gonna
Damn.
be gone.
Brock Purdy,
I don't know, they
Purdy
might
is
trade
not
him.
going to have as good of a year. I'm telling you, he's not.
Next
He's
up,
not.
I got Seattle, who's projected at 9-8.
I like it.
I'm gonna go 8-9.
I like 9 and 8 for them.
I like
I'm going
8-9.
8-9.
I think Geno Smith's time is coming to
Coming
an
to a
end there.
close.
Do you think
Yeah.
Sam Howell will get some playing time this year?
I don't see why not. He's not
Sam
that
Howell
bad.
just isn't a good quarterback, though.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
as bad as people say he
Well,
is.
don't
I'm
say
going
Baltimore.
8-9 though.
He doesn't know
Jake,
how to read a defense.
I'll take
I'm going
7
9 and
wins.
9-8. What you
7?
said?
Wow,
How
okay.
many wins? 7.
7.
I think
Next
7
up,
or 8, honestly.
We got Tampa, who's 9-8. I'm going 8-9 also on this one.
I think I'm going Tampa 7 wins.
8-9.
7 wins. I think
Seven.
that offensive coordinator loss is a big
Jake,
deal.
Gabe.
I agree with Chris. 8 and 9.
Okay.
That's tough. Yeah.
I didn't even look at their schedule.
I'll go 7. I'll go 7.
All right.
One
we
thing I
got
wanna
2 teams left.
Tampa's good. Mike Evans is getting 1K yards and tying that NFL record. I just
We
wanna
got
say.
two-
Taxes, Mike Evans, 1,000 yards.
We got 2 teams left. I got the Tennessee Titans. They're projected at 6-11.
I agree. I
I,
agree. 6 and 11.
I'll go with 5-12.
Wow.
I don't think
I'm
they're that
going-
great.
I'm going 8-9.
Ooh. Do you think they sneak into the
Well,
playoffs?
No,
Will
no, I
Levis
don't.
is not him.
I like Will Levis.
Put
I
mayonnaise
don't.
in his coffee.
I'm a big Will Levis fan.
Disgusting. That's disgusting. Gabe,
Well, I mean, listen, don't knock it till you try it. Have you guys had mayo in your coffee? I personally
Have
have
you?
not, and I will never
Okay.
have that. But you never know. You never know.
You never
are
know.
you
6 wins.
all right? Lastly, we have the Washington Commanders, who are projected at 7-10.
6 and 11.
4 wins.
Whoa.
I'll go 4. I'll be generous.
Wow, that's crazy.
Dude, that
They're
team
just like,
stinks.
Gabe?
it's like the NFC East punching bag usually. So
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's gonna change out of that. Hopefully. New quarterback though. That's tough. 6
Rookie quarterback.
wins. 5 wins.
Guess
5 and
what?
12. 5 and 12.
Guess what?
He's gonna predict them to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I am not
because
predicting
he
them to make
He's,
the
he's,
playoffs.
he's still going to be last. They're still going
I
to be
am
last in
not
the division.
predicting them to make the playoffs. They're projected
You
at
have-
7 and 10.
You have
I
the
am
Cowboys
going-
at 7 and 10.
Listen, they're projected at 7 and 10. I'm going 8 and 9. They're gonna have the rookie of the year, and Dallas is gonna finish last in the division.
I'll bet
I
you
like
$20 that right now that the field on that. I'll bet the field. $20 on the field.
I like a lot of their off-season guys too. I like Frankie
I think
Louvu a lot.
I think they
too.
made the right moves, but I don't think their team's good enough to compete.
All right. Well, now we got the NFL out the way. We used up a lot of our time, though, man. So we're gonna have a smaller MLB segment, unfortunately. Sorry,
or do you
Jerry.
want to skip-
Actually, I'm pretty
or-
happy about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you want
not-
to skip on the player of the week? Do we just want to skip MLB
No,
altogether?
we don't skip Player of the Week.
No, we
never
skip
Player of
MLB.
the
We go to player of the week.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, I'm
that
fine
was
with
my
that.
plan was
I
to
don't need
do
talk
Player
about
of the Week
Phillies
and
at all.
then MLB.
Don't
I
need
think we
to
can
do
just
that.
start MLB. What do you think?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Nah.
We'll
Alright.
hit on
Nah,
it a
not
little.
yet.
Okay.
Player of the Week. It is
Hold on.
segment 2.
I gotta go grab something.
I'm gonna start once Jake's done grabbing whatever he needs. Okay. Bat. Baseball bat. Cool. Cool. I'll start for Player of the Week. And this is an interesting one. His name was actually brought up earlier, and I was like, you know what? He's my Player of the Week. I'll give him another win on their record. I went with Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh.
And you guys may be questioning why and stuff like that. All throughout my life, I've always liked Aaron Rodgers, especially when he played against the Eagles, because it was always a brawl. It was always so fun to watch. Like, Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. And one of the things that I seen about him today, which made him my Player of the Week, can you guys believe he's in year 20?
Jeez.
This is year 20 for Aaron Rodgers.
He's
That's
been in the
why I gave
league
him Player of the Week.
longer than I've been alive.
Dude, it is nuts. I love Aaron Rodgers, though, man. Great quarterback. If I had to pick someone to win in all these years instead of Brady, I probably would have picked Aaron Rodgers.
I like
Honestly.
Aaron Rodgers before he started commenting on politics.
Yeah, I
That's all
liked
I'm gonna
Aaron
say about
Rodgers
that.
before he started.
Two-time MVP. Or no,
I liked Aaron
three-time,
Rodgers
right?
before he started going.
Wait, is he a
into-
three-time MVP or 2? No, he's 3,
I
right?
think 3.
Yeah, I think he's 3.
think 3.
He won 2 back-to-back, though.
Yeah,
fire.
before he started going into meditation caves and seeing shadow people, I was a big fan of Aaron Rodgers.
He's pretty good friends with Chandler Jones.
And
Dude, he's probably
and
pretty
Dana
good
White
friends with
too, right?
Antonio Brown. That's
and
all.
Joe Rogan.
All right, who's next up for Player of the Week?
I'll go.
Ben?
Because Gabe's is funny, so we got to save that one. And Jake's is
Save
great
games
as
for
well.
last, then.
So
I mean, it's not
mine,
great.
mine,
I already know who you picked, Ben.
mine is gonna be not who I said at the start. I wanted to throw a
Oh.
twist in your games. I'm gonna go with Arnie Slot, Liverpool head coach. Not specific. I was just gonna pick somebody from the Premier League.
Liverpool.
I think Liverpool performed pretty well in their first
like
game.
Liverpool.
New head coach, but in general, I want to touch Premier League is back. I'm very excited about it.
I like
Me and-
Liverpool. It's a
Me
good
and
pick.
Gabe
Ben.
are going to be watching a lot of games together this
Absolutely.
season. I don't know how. We're probably just going to be watching the games that aren't at like 7 a.m. I would guess.
Yeah, I don't know about those.
You guys aren't true
So I-
fans. What are you
Once in a
talking
while, if it's a big one, if United's playing City, if we're playing Liverpool,
thing is- the
Arsenal,
thing is-
I'll get up.
The thing is, United doesn't like play the 7 a.m. And
Guys, if it's like a weekend, can I come?
yeah, feel free, dude.
course.
Gabe like lives like 2 houses from me. That's why.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be right there.
But
I'm waiting on an email anyways from you guys.
For what?
I put in an order for a shirt.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
nice.
I see
Yeah,
what
they should
happened.
be. They should be on.
Support the brothers.
I
Yes,
appreciate
dude, they're
that.
clean. They're so clean. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
they are
that's-
nice.
Shout out to Zach because he always does us right with the shirt designs.
Yeah.
Fajay?
Yeah, he for
Nice,
Jake,
nice.
he's on eBoard. He does our designs for this semester. Our rush shirts are Always Sunny in Philadelphia themed. So
Yeah, they are nice.
it's a cool
That's
concept.
awesome.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Who wants
Yeah,
to
I
go
did-
next
Get him to make us
between
merch.
you two?
Gabe, I
Who's
want you to
going
go.
next between you two?
I need to be
Gabe?
last.
Okay, that's all good. All right, mine is gonna be somebody that you guys never heard before, but I'll explain. So, as I said before, been going to the U.S. Open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. We went Monday night because I was working during the day, me and my friend, and we caught two matches. We saw our guy Rudolf Molecker, who's just like some random German player that we think his name is kind of funny, but he's also very solid. He's a great player. It was a great match. And then after that, in the court right next to it, it was the last match of the night. This guy, João Fonseca, he's 18. His birthday is today. 18-year-old
Happy
Brazilian.
birthday.
He's ranked right
Yeah, happy
outside the
birthday.
top 150, I think. Like I said, he just turned 18. Just to give you a measure of how good this guy is, so like the top servers on tour will serve like 125 to 135 on the regular. This guy was topping 125. He was at like 127, 128 for some of his best serves, which is unbelievably fast for somebody that's 17 turning 18 years old. So we went to the match. He won against the 9th ranked qualifier, Lucas Klein, and then he also won today again. He's moving on to the 3rd round. If he wins that, he gets a draw into the actual U.S. Open, where he could do some damage. I'm pretty high on this guy already. We ended up getting a picture with him that's somewhere in my camera roll because I took a lot of pictures. And then my friend Danny, who you guys know, also got a signed ball.
Mhm.
This could be the scenario where like 5 years down the line, you're like, oh, Gabe mentioned that guy. I'm
Wow.
very confident. He just looked unbelievable. Fingers crossed he doesn't have to deal with any injuries or anything else throughout his career. And maybe we have a superstar in the making right here.
Jake,
You heard it here first.
your player of the week time, Jake.
All right, I need to stand up for this.
I
one.
see
This
you got a
one's crazy.
baseball bat. So
I
what's
do have
going
a
on
baseball
there?
bat, and that is a part of the story. My player of the week goes to 10-year Minnesota Twin veteran Trevor Plouffe.
Phillies legend,
Now-
by the way.
We're gonna, you're gonna be, you think I'm
What?
crazy, Trevor Plouffe. So, quick story. Once again, Gabe and I, we went to Fanatics Fest, and Trevor Plouffe works for John Boy Media, and at Fanatics Fest they had a booth with a batting cage, and you know they
Oh,
go
I
famous
know
for-
about this
for
now.
Blitzball. Check out my Instagram. I'll even put a clip here on the channel. They're doing Blitzball, and Trevor Plouffe, he's a major league player. He throws to me, and my friend that I went with is a college baseball player. So I whisper in his ear, yo, he's a college baseball player. Don't go easy on him. And I went after him. So he probably thought I was a college baseball player too. So he was throwing gas at me. And then he looks at my friend, says something, and I go, this has to be a breaking ball. There's nothing else it can be, because I thought my friend told him to throw a breaking ball. So I'm sitting there. I can't really go far because of my headphones, but I'm sitting there waiting for the breaking ball, and he still fools me, but I'm able to sit right here and pull it for what would have been a base hit probably over the shortstop's head. And now I can say my lifelong achievement of getting a hit on a major league player has come to life. It was absolutely amazing.
Congrats, Jake.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right? I know. And it's
Um,
crazy because if you see the beginning of the clip too, I'm swinging first with a pony because they do anything but a baseball bat. So at first I'm swinging with a pony, and it was actually broken. So halfway through that bat, I switched to the wiffle ball bat. This isn't the real one that they were using. I won this in another booth, but it was an absolutely amazing moment. And he was pissed because then he threw like 95 at me the next pitch.
Moving
Um,
on.
Sorry, one thing real quick before I forget about Fanatics Fest. I need to vent to somebody.
Hey.
I got to the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul press conference, and we were like, my brother and I were a few of the first people in, and they were giving out shirts to like the first people that got in. I grabbed like the first one I could see, and I'm like, oh
doesn't
yeah, this is pretty cool, right? Like they're giving these
That is
out.
sick, yeah.
And then I turn around the other side. Apparently there's two different shirts, and I got this one. Yeah, and my brother noticed in time, so he has the Mike Tyson, and I'm so mad.
Damn.
Yeah,
At
Team
least you guys
Jake,
can-
everybody.
Team Jake.
Uh,
At least you guys can like match up though when it happens.
I got one
Yeah,
question.
it's cool, except that
before-
like now
I got a
can technically-
question
Can I
Yeah.
before
can I
we
give
go
you a
into
little?
the third segment. Did either of you actually do what I asked at Fanatics Fest?
I couldn't find
I didn't
Carmelo.
see Melo.
Neither
I
of
couldn't
you
find him.
said hi
If
to
I-
Melo for me.
If I saw Melo, I would absolutely say what's up. That's one of my favorite players. I grew up with that guy living
Me
right
too.
across the river.
Me
Time
too.
out. Time
Bro,
out.
one of my favorite things of all time is the scene from Family Guy. Ben, can you please put the clip in here? Where corner
You send it to
three,
me, I'll put it in.
corner three. You just
I
gotta
know
look it up.
exactly
It's
what you're
corner
talking
three.
about.
He's
I know
playing on a
exactly
little
what
Game Boy. It's Carmelo and corner three. I
I
love
know
it.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can put it in if you send it to me. But
I love
Hey, to celebrate, how about we play a little old school double dribble?
Okay, but no stupid ass shots from the corner because that's a glitch in the software.
Game on! All right, bring it up the court. And corner three!
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Steal! Up, corner three!
All right, here we go. I got something cooking.
Up, you dropped something. Think I'll head over in this direction. Corner three!
It's a rout. It's a blowout.
Here's some bull crap.
Couple nice passes there. Hey!
See? Competitive ball game. What should I do? Pass and then go up. And corner three!
All right, enough of this mess.
Shoot it. Shoot it from there.
And the refs are letting them play. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now I'm playing for real.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. What play should I call now? Maybe corner three!
He's hot. He is hot. Keep feeding that guy.
Hi, nice to meet you. Can I have that? Hang out over here for a second. Corner three!
You gotta get out there, Cleveland.
I'm trying. He's taking advantage of poor technology.
Up, lot of dribbling. Swipe! Here we... I hit the wrong button. I think you all know I was going for a corner three.
a game-saving play.
Are they doing
We
a
would've
double
just-
header?
He just dove down the line.
So
to
wait, did
stop
we
a double
win?
with
It was
second and
3-2.
third, bottom of the
Is it a
ninth.
double header? I'm confused. Didn't they just lose?
No, there's one.
no. Wait, so we won 3-2?
Dude, Whit Merrifield hit a ball right down the line that would have been a
That's
double.
fucking someone else.
Bryce Harper dived, saved it, and there was a runner
All
at
right.
second and third with 2 outs. they
Moving
were down
into our last segment, it's gonna be kind of quick, just because of timing. I'm gonna go through each.
The Phillies are back, baby.
I'm gonna go through each section.
You just said they were
right?
gone.
I'm gonna go through the NL East, Central, West, same thing on the other side. I just
Division
want you
winner?
guys to tell me who's gonna win.
Okay.
Who's gonna win their division?
Yo, if any of you, I'm sorry, I know what I've said about the Phillies, but if any of you say the Phillies are not winning the NL East, I'm gonna like.
We'll do that one
Anyway.
last. We'll do that one last.
Yeah, we'll
Start
do
with
that
the
one
All right,
West.
all
Yeah,
right.
okay.
We'll
Start
do
with
it.
the
We'll
West.
do it last. We'll start on the AL then to make it easier. AL East.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
this'll
that's
be
not easy. What are you talking about?
I'm
What
gonna
are you talking
go.
about?
I'm gonna go with the Orioles.
Boo! Boo!
Dude, you knew he was gonna say the Orioles.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm gonna go Orioles too. They have such an they have such an easy schedule. Like look at
But
the
the
schedule.
Yankees also have a very easy schedule to end the season.
Yeah, but I think the Orioles is slightly easier. It's all really going to come down to that 3-game set,
Make
and
it
it is
quick.
in New York, so we'll see.
Make it
I'm
quick.
going O's.
I'm gonna say
Gabe. Wait, save your opinion
Yeah,
last.
Jake, you gotta go last, I think. I shouldn't be I mean, obviously, I'm not a fan of the Yankees, but I shouldn't be. I should be with you and
I'm a fan of
Chris,
the
but
Mets right now.
I think
You're
the
going with the
are just-
Yankees? All
yeah,
right,
they're
Jake.
gonna pull it
Yankees,
out,
okay.
man.
Jake's gonna
I'm going
split
with
it.
the
We know
Yankees.
you're going
There's
Yankees.
no way I'm betting against the Yankees, but here's what the one thing I'll say. The Yankees historically do not beat up on bad teams. We just took 2 out of 3 against the White Sox, should have swept them. Just lost 2 out of 3 against the Tigers, should have won 2 out of 3 in that series. So, although they have one of the easiest schedules left, it's going to be a struggle because they kind of give up on the worst teams, on the bad teams. They kind of give up and overlook them. But I think if they lock in and if they do what they're expected to do for the rest of the year, I think they can win the division.
Jake, I just
Fair.
want to say, coming from a Phillies fan, I think you should hope you don't win the division.
AL
Honestly-
Central.
Wait, hold on real quick, Ben. I do agree because the Yankees this year as well do better on the road.
All right, because of timing, like I said, we gotta fly. AL Central. I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
Yeah, I think the
I
Twinkies
gotta
are
look
getting
at the
hot.
division.
The
gotta look
Twinkies
at
are
the
getting
division.
hot. And Kansas City's right there.
Oh,
Cleveland,
I'm going Kansas. I'm going
Cleveland is going like
All
I'm-
right,
Cleveland.
Gabe.
Twinkies.
I like Minnesota too.
Fair.
That's gonna be a fun one though.
AL West.
I think all three make the playoffs.
AL
AL
West.
West is the Astros, and I hate it. Seattle, what happened? Why Seattle?
going
You are
with
only
the
hope
A-
Seattle.
I'm going with the
I'm going with the
Astros,
Astros.
unfortunately, too.
Unfortunately, the Astros. I want the Mariners to win, but
Gabe?
whichever team loses misses the playoffs.
All
Can I
right.
say?
Consensus.
Can I just say
Alright.
the Athletics are only five? The Athletics and Angels are only 5 games behind the Rangers right now, which is insane.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Next up, we got the NL West. I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers, but only slightly because San Diego is on a heater right now, and Arizona.
So is
And
Arizona, yeah.
Yep.
Gabe?
I told you, Arizona's the
Yeah,
only
I'm
team
sticking
I'm
with
scared
LA.
of in the National League. I'm so scared of Arizona. I don't want to
You
play
got
them in the
your number.
playoffs.
You said Dodgers, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm sticking with LA.
All right. NL Central.
Brewers.
That's
I
easy.
think,
Give me
I think this is,
Cincinnati.
I think this is easy.
Whoa, what?
I think this is
Chris
easy.
Waddle.
I'm going with Milwaukee, but Cincinnati will finish second.
There's okay.
They're one game
not gonna
behind Chicago, who's in second.
What does it matter?
Chicago balked though. Chicago.
Who cares who
balked.
finishes second? All of those teams are in the
And-
playoffs.
The NL East.
Guys,
Tough
guys,
one.
we're
It's a
7
tough one.
games
It's
up.
not a pick 'em.
We're
8
7
games
games
behind.
up. We just beat them. We're gonna beat them tomorrow.
You know what?
I'm
gonna
you're
be-
7 because you just beat them. Yeah.
I'm gonna be petty. You guys both picked the Orioles to win the division. I'm picking the Braves. I'm picking the Braves just because of you two.
Bro, we're gonna we're gonna beat them
And-
I
tomorrow.
didn't pick the Orioles. I picked the Yankees.
No, I'm
Gabe-
going Chris and Ben. Chris and Ben.
Gabe, who are you picking?
My team. All right, Jake.
I
Listen, you're
rooted
only
for
8
you
games,
this
we're only
series.
8 games behind.
I rooted for you this series. I think
Who
the
are
Braves
you
win the
picking,
division.
Gabe? Are you going for the Mets?
Yeah, it's the Phillies. But I mean, listen, watch out if we make the wild card.
All right,
I'm
Ben.
not scared of the Mets at all. I'm
Ben?
not. I told
That
dude,
will
the
come back
Phillies.
to bite you.
The Phillies are gonna have the most wins in the National League. We're gonna get through this. I'm telling you, this team's gonna heat up in September, and then we'll be fine, and we'll win the National League in the playoffs. Just don't worry.
Listen.
They actually
Don't
missed
worry.
the playoffs.
Oh,
There's statistically like
Yeah, I
no
know
chance they
it's
miss
not
the
gonna
playoffs.
happen, but
What's Chris doing? What's he
Find
doing?
something that I'm
We're-
looking for.
The Phillies right now are 8.5 games up on the.
It does suck for the Braves as well because they just lost Austin Riley. And they signed Gio
Really?
Urshela, Yankees legend.
I hope the Braves
Give me
will-
1 second. I'm gonna give my prediction.
I hope the Braves make the playoffs because I'm not scared of them anymore.
If the Braves make the playoff, it's good for baseball. But I think there might be a chance that the Mets sneak in, which for you, Gabe, that'd be awesome.
The issue
That'd
with the
be
Mets
really
is
nice.
they don't. The Mets and the Braves are built the exact opposite. The Braves
I'm
have
gonna
a
be
ton of good
honest.
pitching, no hitting. Mets
have
have a
no
ton of hitting, but no
idea.
pitching.
True.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea where it is, but I placed a bet on my 21st. Have any of you heard it?
Yes.
It's kinda
Is it Phillies
crazy.
World Series.
It's a Phillies and Eagles. Phillies win
That's
the World
crazy.
Series. Eagles
Eagles
win the
lost
Super
the
Bowl.
World Series.
I have a
How much
question.
bet?
If the Phillies,
How much
I only
did you
bet
bet?
$10, but
if
it's
the
gonna
Phillies
hit
actually
anyways.
win the World
You lost
Series,
your
are you
$10.
cashing out on that?
And guess what?
I
If
could have
the
taken
Phillies are
$10.
going to win that division,
What's the
not
payout?
only for the sole factor that Spencer Strider's hurt and Acuna, but for the sole factor that Chris Sale is going to eventually kick into his old self and he's going to suck.
Cy Young. He's Cy Young winner. Come on, bro.
He is not going to
No,
win the Cy
Zach
Young.
Wheeler is
He's
going
Cy
to get
Young.
that Cy Young. I
No,
need
sir.
that.
He's
I
not
need
going to
that.
win the Cy Young.
No.
Chris Sale will
Chris
not
Sale,
win the
Cy
Cy Young.
Chris Sale, Cy Young.
That's shocking coming from you for the sole factor that he was a Red Sox
Don't
for
care.
so long.
Don't care.
That is horrible. That is horrible to say. That is horrible to say. I know you regret saying that now.
No. He doesn't affect me anymore. He's your guys' problem now.
Ah, yeah, our problem. You know
Zach
what? It
Wheeler-
was times
Zach
were
Wheeler
so
was
great
the
when
one-
Big Poppy would come up to the plate against the Yankees. That's when times
Verdugo
were
was a Red
great.
Sox. I love Verdugo now. Doogie's my guy.
Yeah, what about Big Poppy, huh? What about
Big Poppy's
what
retired. I
about,
don't
what
gotta
about
worry
Manny
Big Poppy.
Ramirez? They were great, weren't they?
Retired.
Pedro Martinez was great too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it was also awesome to see him face Roger Clemens. Those were classics.
Zach Wheeler leads baseball in complete games or not complete games in quality
Alright.
starts, which is really important in my opinion.
Does anyone have any closing remarks?
Mr. Cortez also has one of like the highest quality starts.
And
He
anyone
sucks.
have any closing remarks on this episode?
I mean, we just beat the Orioles in a series. That's a closing remark right there. We're looking pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you, Gabe.
You're welcome.
You beat the
Anytime.
Orioles and you beat the Phillies. Thank you so much.
Here's
we're
my
Mets
closing
Alright.
remarks. The Sixers are
Alright.
losing in
Trevor
the second
Plouffe, I
round yet
own you.
again.
Trevor Plouffe. I own
Ben,
you.
you are horrible. Take that back. That'll be it though for today's episode.
Where's my
so stay
balloons?
hyped, stay hungry, keep the frenzy alive, and we'll see you on the next one.